pay off as he's up 2-1 here with an opportunity to end it.
One of the things about Tweak is that he's very good. He can play both ways. Oh my God! Oh my God! He's covering everything.
Yeah, and that's that big damage. You know, he's been looking for that combo.
Yo, hello, how's it going? Long time no see. Today's topic, majority of you guys, is how to properly execute the Ginko. Now it is, I would say, like a pretty intermediate, like advanced level technique that I want to go over. I just want to go over some quick prerequisites, common mistakes, and more or less like how to wrap everything up together just to kind of make it almost as seamless as possible and almost as simple as possible. Hopefully this will go ahead and help anybody who's getting a little frustrated with just trying to learn it, or for some people who haven't learned it at all. In the meantime, let's go ahead and dive into it. Okay, but there are a couple of things to the Ginko that do make it a bit of a like tightly spaced combo. And one of the things I do want to tell you guys like right off of the bat when it comes down to this combo is that this is a very fast paced combo. There's very little error for mistake. The percent more or less for like lightweight characters is anywhere between, I think, like 35%. Midweight characters is 45%, and heavies are around 70%. Now, shout out to Purple Depot. He already made a video guide on how to execute the Ginko. He even took it a step further, more or less, to kind of display it on every character that's currently in the, not currently, but majority of the characters that are in the game as of right now, except for some of the newer DLC like Kazuha and Sora. More or less, let's go over a couple of key prerequisites that I think you should have under your belt before going ahead to start it. One of the key things is you more or less have to be super comfortable with already catching your Galaxian. Catching the Galaxian is kind of one of the trickier parts to learning how to pretty much nail this overall. Now, I did make a guide on how to catch a Galaxian with your grab button or how to catch Galaxian with Z. So go ahead, I'm gonna leave a link in the description on that video. Please feel free to check it out. Hopefully that'll help a little bit when it comes down to the execution of it. But yeah, let's keep going. I do like to kind of like, if I am labbing it, I do kind of like to warm up by more or less just kind of playing catch with myself with the Galaxian. Another key component to this is just being able to keep catching your Galaxian, and you can always refresh it as soon as you throw it and catch it. This will more or less kind of get you into the mindset of just refreshing it and using a C stick to either throw your Galaxian left, right. I feel that this makes throwing the direction of the Galaxian a little more consistent. So let me go ahead and show you guys just chain catching the Galaxian. Catching the Galaxian like on its tailway, like out. Oh, I'm using my thumb more or less to once I have it in my hand to throw the Galaxian toward the direction of where my opponent is. And again, we'll get to that, but that is more or less, I believe, like one of the key ways to kind of getting used to throwing the Galaxian in that second part of the combo. But again, like I said, just get familiar with throwing the Galaxian and then being able to consistently catch it and throw it in whatever direction that you want to throw it. And honestly, make a little goal for yourself. See, like, yo, how many of these Galaxian catches can I actually play catch with myself? And I want to see how many of these can you guys do? Like, how many in a row? This, honestly, not gonna lie, might be my best right now. I should probably stop, but like, hold on. Let's actually talk about the execution of the combo overall. Like I was mentioning, it's a very tight-knit combo. So like, if you don't get it your first try, it's perfectly fine. It's okay. A lot of it is just making sure that you're getting the timing to string all together, all in kind of like one loop, more or less. Not one loop, but like in one quick succession. All right, so fair. Galaxian C catch. Direction, side B. That's it. And again, just practicing the timing of this. That is, again, such a big part of it that a lot of people, I feel like, don't really understand. Just about timing, spacing your Galaxian. And you see, again, after that second hit of the Galaxian, the combo is literally, it's finished by then. the Galaxian will just pretty much do majority of the work for you. The hardest thing you got to worry about is just catching the Galaxian with your short hop and not air dodging. The D-catch and throwing the Galaxian in the direction of your opponent with the C-stick will absolutely guarantee that second hit for sure. Now, another part of it that I feel like could be a little tricky is getting the side B off. And as minuscule as it is, you really could just take some time to practice your side Bs, or just keep practicing the timing of like where your opponent will go. It's kind of hard to do it now, but I would just practice getting used to doing the direction for the side B itself. It really is about timing, and it is about kind of like predicting where your opponent will go. That is kind of the trick or the guarantee to it. It's just paying attention and following where your side B is ending. You see where my opponent is after the second Galaxian hit. That is pretty much what you want to make sure you're aiming for. And don't forget, you see the hitbox on that side B. So as long as your hitbox of that side B and your opponent are connecting, you're going to hit it. You're going to hit it regardless. All right, cool. So now that we kind of have an idea of how the technique works, how it kind of combos into each other, how we can kind of practice some of the fundamentals of recycling your Galaxian, throwing it, recycling your Galaxian, throwing it again, and just getting into the habit of that, using your C-stick to follow the direction of where your opponent is, and following up your side B with where the opponent ends up after the second hit of the Galaxian. Again, practicing that will usually go ahead and get you into the fundamentals of learning how to do it. Now, the next part I want to go over with you guys is going to be some of the more common mistakes, and there's not really too many. I think it's really just the difference between misteching, teching in place, and things that don't really make the combo work and that just make the combo completely like invalid overall. Would be something like tech roll forward or tech roll backward. There is an extra one that I do want to mention at the end of the options that don't work, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And yeah, let's get to it. We're gonna open our training mod menu, and we are going to, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our tech option. Now, this combo usually will always work if your opponent doesn't tech the fair. As long as your opponent does not tech the fair, the follow-up for the Galaxian is almost guaranteed to hit for sure. Now, let's just say our opponent decides to just tech in place. If your opponent techs in place, you can usually still get the combo off and it'll still kill. Again, going back to some of the options that I was mentioning, misteching and teching in place are two options that will definitely go ahead and still succeed for the combo. Something like tech roll forward and tech roll backwards, it's not going to do it. Let's go ahead and do both. So let's try tech roll forward. So we got fair. See? Makes the combo invalid. And the same instance with tech roll backwards. If you tech roll backwards, then again, you're behind me. I don't think I'll be able to hit a Galaxian if I fair you and you're behind me. Yeah. Yeah, I can't hit you if you're behind me. Go backwards. So breaking it down step by step. It's fair, Galaxian, D-catch, throw the other way. Don't up B. Do not do that. That practice, that it happens to me. I think it happens to honestly like 90%, or unless you're perfect, unless you're T, majority of Galaxians sometime will end result in up B, and it is the most dissatisfying thing to be a Pac-Man main and to up B and not side B. So one of the final common mistakes that you can often run into is at the very end for your side B, when you happen to go for the side B at the very end, if you fully extend your side B all the way out, that will give your opponent the opportunity to air dodge, and that will completely invalid the last hit of the combo or the kill pretty much. It's more or less kind of like when you want to do the bell to side B thing and you shorten your side B by like a second or two. That is what's really going to guarantee you the kill. And trust me, I know like there'll be times where I'll be trying to go for shit like bell side B or the last side B for the Galaxian, and I'll fell short, and I'm just like, dog, I'm all the way up there, and I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna hit or not, but it's gonna hit. It's gonna reach. It's Pac-Man side B. That shit is definitely always gonna reach. Just shorten your side B by a second or two, and that will more or less just ensure the opportunity that your opponent won't be able to air dodge out of the combo last second. So let's take a look. All right, so that is one of the common mistakes that can happen, is they'll go ahead and air dodge last second. Okay, some tiny little footnotes that will go ahead and, again, make this a little better. It also depends on the timing that you throw your Galaxian after the fair. That's why I say it's a pretty tight-knit combo, but I'll show you here. Boom. You see how I was right in front of him when I threw that second hit for the Galaxian? See, it's right in his face. You want to make sure that the Galaxian literally hits him right in his fucking nose. I believe there's also another bit of a technique to it. Just after your fair, the timing for your Galaxian, make sure you run. Make sure you are dashing to catch your Galaxian, because if you any other poor timing for it, it's going to mess this up entirely. So lab it. Kind of find out where that sweet spot for you kind of is. See what works out for you. See what doesn't work for you. Gotta play around with it. It's kind of hard to explain, but a little bit of timing, I would say, is a little crucial to just understanding it. And that's really pretty much it. It's just a combination of all these little tiny things together that will more or less kind of bring the combo to life. You know, hopefully that cleared up a lot of confusion and a lot of frustration. I hope I was able to break that down into little segments that like everybody can kind of understand, whether you're new to playing Pac-Man or you've been a Pac-Man player for a little bit. Again, hopefully this was universal for everyone. Everyone understands it. And if there's any sort of special technique that you may have, or that something that you do that makes it always hit for you, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. Hopefully, again, I'll see you guys in the next video, and that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.